So this week, I scoured two of the largest big box stores trying to find some of the most unique items available. And I didn't want to spend a whole lot of money, as frankly, my budget is kind of limited. So join me today as we dive into 5 unique tools from the big box stores under 40 bucks that most people aren't talking about. So I'm super stoked today, as I'm always excited to check out new tools with unique features. And not only do all 5 items we're taking a look at today have these unique features, but I haven't seen them anywhere on YouTube. And it took me quite a while to find these, going down each and every single aisle trying to find the unique items that nobody talks about. So let's dive right in and take a look at each one of these 5 potentially game-changing items. This is the Gerber 15-in-1 Suspension NXT. Let's give it a look. I had a thought about 15. If you buy a goat for $10 and name him Muhammad and sell them for 15, do you make a profit? So Gerber's a brand that I've been wanting to check out for quite some time, as they appear to make some high quality tools with some unique features. The problem is they're typically kind of pricey, especially for what they are. So when I saw this one on sale, I thought I'd give it a try. So what does this 15-in-1 tool that kind of looks like pliers have available to us? Well, let's take a look. Well, 3 of these features are loaded up right onto the jaw of the tool. Let's take a closer look. Now this is one thing that drives me crazy about these multi-tools, is they always try to overshoot the number of features with these tools, as you wouldn't call these needle nose pliers a 3-in-1. But that's exactly what they did with this tool, giving it the first 3 functions of standard pliers, spring-loaded needle nose pliers, as well as wire cutters. Now beyond that, we need to get into the handles of this tool, as they kind of function like a Swiss Army knife. On one of the handles, we're going to find 7 items. Let's take a look at what those are. The first item you'll find are some scissors, and these actually fold up in a unique way, and once they're unfolded, they can do some light-duty cutting. And with those scissors pulled out, you can see there's a small ribbed latch, and this just holds each individual tool in place when it's in use. And by simply pulling down on this latch, you can replace that tool into the handle. The next item in the handle that you'll find is another 3-in-1 tool that's very common in things like Swiss Army knives. This is for the alcoholic in all of us, including a bottle opener, a can opener, and a bunch of other tools to make sure that you get that container open. If we replace that bottle and can opener and pull out the next, we're going to find a very common tool. And this is obviously a flathead screwdriver, which I use more for opening up cans than using on screws. And at the base of that screwdriver, you're going to find a sharp little notch, and this is to be used as a wire stripper. And finally, the last thing on this side of the handle will probably be one of your most used items. And that, of course, is a knife blade, with part of the blade being serrated, and this thing is extremely sharp right out of the box. Now let's move on to the other handle of this tool, which has 5 more features. Now you may have noticed there's only 3 tabs here, and that's because our first tab has 3 features by itself. First off, you'll find a file, which is probably good enough to get your nails did. But on the tip of that file, you're also going to find a medium-sized flathead screwdriver for all the flathead screws that you have in your shop. If we flip that file around, you'll find the third feature of this tab, and that's a small ruler with not only imperial and metric, which is about 1.5 inches long or 4 centimeters, so that you can make smaller measurements with this tool. The next tab on this tool is something that can honestly be pretty useful in our shop, and that is a simple awl. Whether you use this to puncture another hole for your belt or even scribe lines on your wood, this might be a great addition. And finally, we get to the 15th and last function of this multi-tool, and that of course is a Phillips head screwdriver for screws that might actually exist in your shop. And other than the belt clip on the side, that covers all 15 features of this tool. And with this thing being only 6 inches long, it's just about the perfect size, and it feels pretty high quality. But I feel like a couple of these 15 features are kind of gimmicky. Let me know in the comments below if you like to use multi-tools. But because this tool feels so high quality, I'll probably check out some other Gerber tools in the future. For our next item I picked up, you can probably guess where I got it, and that's because I had to poe deep to even find this thing. This is the Ryobi USB lithium inflator and blower. Let's give it a look. You know, I fully stand behind all USB products. I think they're a great idea, especially if this USA thing fails. So I've covered a few of these USB lithium items in the past, and frankly I think they make a better household item than a shop item. But I'm hoping this one's just a little bit different, as I have a specific need for it here in my shop. Before I talk about how I'm going to use this thing, let's get it out of the box and see what it comes with. Now there's not a whole lot here, which is kind of nice because I lose pieces to things like this all the time. First and foremost, you're going to notice that it comes with a USB lithium battery, and this is a 2 amp hour battery. And this battery comes with a charging cord that plugs directly directly into a USB-A port and the battery is connected with the USB-C. And the battery will flash green while it's charging, and once it's fully charged it will have a solid green color. Now let's take a look at the other 3 accessories that come with this inflator and blower. These are obviously 3 different types of nozzles, including a sweeper nozzle, a narrow pinch valve nozzle, as well as a high volume nozzle. To understand how this blower works, we need to install the high volume nozzle by simply placing it over the mouth of the blower and locking it into place. With that nozzle in place, it can be used as is, or you can add the pinch nozzle or the sweeping nozzle right on top of the high volume nozzle. Now it's that pinch nozzle and that high volume nozzle that are mainly used to inflate things like rafts for your pool. But that by no means is why I got this tool, as I got it from my shop. Let's put a battery in this thing to talk about how I'm going to use it. To install the battery, we simply unscrew the cap on the bottom of the handle, slide the battery in, and replace that cap. Now that we have that battery installed, let's do a quick tour of the tool itself. Now if you remember, I talked about how I tend to lose accessories for tools like this all the time, but this tool actually addresses that. If we look on the side of the tool, you're going to find 2 holes here, a larger one and a smaller one. The larger hole is meant to hold that sweeping nozzle, while the smaller one is meant to hold that pinching nozzle, making sure that you have all those accessories in one place. To turn this tool on, we want to take a look at the very top of the handle, where you're going to find a power button, and this can be easily depressed with your thumb. And by depressing this button once, it will turn on the high setting, and depressing it again will turn it on to the low setting. And obviously the third tap will simply turn that blower off. Now if I'm not using this for an inflator, then why the heck did I get it for my shop? Well, it has everything to do with my countertops. Now to clean up the floors in my shop, I'm either using a leaf blower or a shop blower. The problem with these 2 tools is they're pretty powerful, and they can really cause a lot of havoc to my countertops, blowing things off my surfaces that I don't want on the floor. So it's this smaller blower that's able to remove a lot of the dust that I don't want on my countertops without causing any damage. And after playing with this guy for a little bit, it's got just enough power to remove all that sawdust without moving those heavier materials, making this, in my opinion, an excellent blower alternative for your shop. Just make sure you still have some of the big dogs to keep those floors clean. Well, I'm pretty pleased with our first 2 items I picked up from the big box stores for under 40 bucks, but we've got a few more to check out. Let's move on to our next one. This is the Husky Digital Fractional Caliper. Let's give it a look. Damn, cuz, don't bring up fractions. I just realized my ex-wife left me because of my obsession of simplifying fractions. I guess hindsight's one. So when I saw this thing on the shelves, I thought this was a complete bargain, and I didn't even realize big box stores had tools like this. But let's dive into this caliper and see what's so intriguing about it. So if you're in the market for a digital caliper, sure, you can go to Amazon and find a cheap one. The problem with these, however, is they're made out of plastic. But this Husky one has got a stainless steel construction. Let's get it out of the box and take a closer look. One of the first things you'll notice as we get it out of the box is it's actually got its own box, which is something that you're not going to get with those cheaper models on Amazon. The next thing you'll notice is something that we already talked about, and that's the fact that this thing is constructed almost entirely out of stainless steel. If we look at how this caliper functions, you'll see that it works like any other caliper with 3 main functions. First off, you can get an exterior width. By placing the jaws on either side of your material, you can get a very accurate reading. Not only that, but you can also get the measurement of an interior of a gap by placing the opposite jaws on either side of that gap. And finally, it even has a depth gauge, which is located at the very bottom of the ruler on the caliper. And just like the other 2 measurements, this readout is once again on that high contrast display. And just like other calipers, it's very easy to make micro adjustments with this tool, with the roller wheel that's on the side of the tool. And I also really like the fact that it's got a high contrast black and white ruler on this caliper, both in metric and imperial. And once you have your measurement, you can lock it into place with the locking knob that's on the back of the tool. Now let's take a look at the 3 red buttons below the display to talk about what those do. The center button is pretty evident, as it's a simple on and off switch to turn the tool on and off. But if you're like me, you'll probably forget to turn this tool off. Well, luckily, this tool's got an automatic off feature. To the right of that on and off switch, you're going to find the 0 button, which allows you to zero out the measurements so that you can make incremental measurements. Not only that, but it's that same button that allows you to calibrate the tool when the jaws are fully closed. And the third and final button is the mode button, which is something that kind of sold me on this tool. It's this button that not only allows you to measure in millimeters with decimals, but also inches with decimals and inches with fractions. And having Having those inches and fractions is a game changer, as there'll be no tricky conversions down the road. And since we're dealing with a caliper, you're probably wondering about the precision with this tool. Well, it's pretty precise, having an accuracy of plus or minus 1/1000th of an inch or plus or minus 2/100ths of a millimeter. And the fact that you can get this stainless steel one for just a couple of more bucks than those plastic ones on Amazon makes this a great pickup in my opinion. Well, I don't know about you, but that Husky caliper is definitely a keeper, but we've got more tools to check out. Let's move on to our next one. Before we do that, however, I'm going to ask you to do me a huge favor. Hit that subscribe button, leave a like, leave a comment, and share this video. It truly does help out this woodworking channel. And if you haven't checked out my website, go to FlynnDoggWoodwork.com, where you can get access to all sorts of fun woodworking accessories like all the t-shirts that I wear in my videos. And I've just released some new models of shirts. And if any of these unusual tools we take a look at today interest you, I'll be sure to leave links in the description below so that you can go check them out for yourself. And finally, if you'd like to support this channel even further, check out my channel memberships, where you can get early access to all my videos as well as one member video a week. Now let's get back to those unusual tools. This is the Husky 3-in-1 utility knife. Let's give it a look. Speaking of lights, my baby's mama suggested I do some light reading at the end of the day to relax. I don't know how people do it. I don't think it's relaxing at all. And my eyes hurt. The only thing I could make out was 60 watts made in China. So as you all know, having a little extra light in your shop is something that we can all use. But this light is much more than that. In fact, it's a light for the 21st century. Let's get it out of the box and take a closer look. Now obviously there's not a whole lot here. There's just two items, a USB-C charging cord as well as the light itself. Now let's first take a look at that charging cord, as it actually has an adapter on it that converts it from a USB-C to a USB-A, which is really nice because a lot of places are converting from USB-A to USB-C ports. And since this light comes with a charging cord, it's obviously rechargeable. Let's take a look at how that works. If we take a look at the very top of the light, you're going to find a little flap. And if we remove that flap, you're going to find two ports, a USB-A and a USB-C. That USB-C port is the charging port. By simply inserting the power cord into this port and the other side into the wall, you can begin to charge this light. And if we look at the back of the light, you'll see there's 4 blue LED lights to show you how much charge you have. And that USB-A port is actually an output port, which we'll talk about in just a moment. Let's talk about some of the lighting features with this item, and it has everything to do with this red button right on the side. This light has 5 settings. The first 2 settings are for the flashlight that's on the very end of the tool. By pressing the button once, you'll turn that flashlight onto its high setting, and by pressing it again, it will turn it on to its low setting. And this flashlight is indeed bright, having a total of 800 lumens. If we continue to press that red button, we can scroll through the next 3 settings, which has to do with the larger light on the side. The 3rd, 4th, and 5th press will scroll through the high, medium, and low settings for this larger light. And you can really put this light just about anywhere. Let's take a look at the back of the light, which is where you're going to find an adjustable stand. By pulling this stand out and adjusting the angle of it, you can place this light into tight spots where you normally couldn't see. And you can even use that stand as a hanger to give you some downward light. Not only does this light have that stand or hanger on the back, but it also has another unique feature. That's right, the back of this flashlight has magnets in it so that you can place this flashlight on any magnetic material, giving you that much more flexibility. And all these features are great, but what makes this a utility light for the 21st century? To understand that, we need to take a look at another feature on the very back of the light. On the very back of the light, you're going to find an incorporated USB-C cord. If you're wondering what this is for, it's because this light is not only a light, but also a power bank. Not only could you charge things like your phone, but you could also charge things like the batteries that we just took a look at with that Ryobi. And surprisingly, you can even charge things while that light is in use. And remember that USB-A port on the top of the light? Well, you can charge from there as well. And you can even have 2 batteries charging while you have the light on. And it's because of all this versatility at an affordable price that I don't think you can go wrong with this 3-in-1 Husky utility light. Well, we're down to our 5th and final item, which was kind of an impulse buy for me when I saw it. This is the Big Bear Silent Spin Seat. Let's give it a look. You remember Grandpa, cuz he sure was great. He had the stomach of a bear and the heart of a lion, and a lifetime ban from the local zoo. So this was such a simple design that I knew I needed to have it when I saw it. Now, one of the most useful items I use outside my shop is a bucket organizer. They're so effective, in fact, I have 2 of them, not only the original Bucket Boss, but also the much cheaper Cobalt one. Simply throw these onto a 5-gallon bucket and I can assure you, you can carry more tools than you need. But I'm a lazy SOB, and while I'm working up at my house, I always want to take a load off. And a Bucket Boss reminds me more of a toilet than a chair, but that's what this next item is all about. If we look at the top of this item, you can see it's basically a big round pad. And if we flip that pad over, you can see it's got a circular lip that resembles a 5-gallon bucket lid. By placing this pad right on top of a 5-gallon bucket, or even a bucket with a bucket organizer on it, you can instantly convert your bucket into a chair, giving you a soft cush for your tush as you go to do your projects. And the reason it's called a spin seat is not because you can use it at your gym, but you can actually turn that seat left or right depending on where you're working, giving you a full rotation of 360 degrees independent from the bucket itself. And with its convenient carrying handle on the side, you can even take this to sporting events. So if you use a 5-gallon bucket as a toolbox like I do, I don't think you can afford to pass this one up. Well, I don't know about you, but I had a heck of a lot of fun checking out all of these unique items from the big box stores that were less than 40 bucks. Let me know in the comments below if you had a favorite from today's video. Well, thanks again for joining me today, and if you haven't already, do me a huge favor, hit that subscribe button, leave a like, leave a comment, and share this video. It truly does help out this woodworking channel. And if you haven't checked out my website, go to FlynnDoggWoodwork.com, where you can get access to all sorts of fun woodworking accessories like all the t-shirts that I wear in my videos. And I've just released some new models of shirts. And if any of the items we took a look at today interest you, I'll be sure to leave links in the description below so that you can go check them out for yourself. And finally, if you'd like to support this channel even further, check out my channel memberships where you can get early access to all my videos as well as one member video a week. Until next time, take care as always. All right, let's get it, folks. Did you know that falcons only live to be 15 years old? That means every falcon alive today was born in the 21st century. That makes every single falcon a millennial falcon. Come on. How about this one? You know, I got very excited last night when a very attractive woman took the seat next to me at the bar. Yeah, it was great until she took it to a group of friends. All right, let's try it. You know, I think we're really progressing as a society. However, I still think we need to get rid of certain races. For instance, the 800-meter dash. Yeah, that's really boring to watch.